Hey, Wheelo.
Oh, it's just you.
Who else would it be?
A government inspector, maybe? They're everywhere these days.
We are the HPD, the last place a government inspector would check.
We work for justice, so we're all clean and spotless. Is that what you think?
Actually, if we're talking about being clean, that doesn't really apply anymore.
Listen, it's you has the keys to Green Dart, right?
Yes, the chief inspector entrusted their custody to me. Can you show me an identification document?
Wheelo, if you don't give me the keys to my Green Dart right now...
I'll make an exception to the rule.
Hey, where did the second key come from? That's not mine.
The keys were delivered to me as you see them. But if you want to fill out a complaint form...
I'll keep them this way.
What the hell happened to my Green Dart?
The vehicle has a puncture on the front tire. Not only that, it's chained to a lamppost.
Do you have any idea who perpetrated this offense?
I don't have all the necessary evidence to make an assessment. Do you want to press charges?
It'd be a waste of time. Instead, do you know where there's a bike shop around here so I can buy a new tire?
There's one 5 blocks away from here, along the promenade.
It took me 2 hours just to get here from my house. I can't afford to lose the whole day. I'll manage some other way. I'll go check if the package I've been waiting on for 3.5 months has arrived.
I'd just been fired and begging Burton wouldn't have done any good. I needed Green Dart to move, but fixing it with my bare hands seemed impossible. I needed something to plug the breach. Bullets in Love, the box office smash hit movie of the recent months. The classic predictable thriller where at the end the killer turns out to be, spoiler alert, the main character.
No matter how hard I tried,
A fiery red sports car. I prefer two-wheeled vehicles by far, but that one just had a certain something.
No matter how hard I tried,
I had a vision of me uprooting the hydrant with my bare hands and then crooning, "I'm singing in the rain," under the water pressure jet. I don't know why, but I've always had a penchant for musicals. One of the 2 keys opened Green Dart's lock. The other was still a mystery, but it seemed ancient. I'd just been fired. It wasn't one of those situations in which you could, not yet, at least.
I was all out of ideas.
Hey, Wheelo, do you mind if I borrow this marker for a while?
What do you have to do?
I don't know why precisely. I might need it eventually.
I, on the contrary, may need it for work, so the answer is no.
better think about it.
It provided access to the city sewers. Many tourists love visiting sewers. I'll never understand why. A fiery red sports car. I needed Green Dart to move, but fixing it with my bare hands seemed impossible. I had a vision of me uprooting the hydrant with my... I don't know. Hey, Wheelo.
Have you got any spare chewing gum?
It depends. Who's asking?
The President of the United States.
Very funny. I might have some more. Yes.
Well, perfect. That's exactly what I need.
Don't get any ideas. I'm done giving you things for free.
Come on. Stop talking nonsense and give me some gum.
Okay. Bring me the latest edition of Play Guy and maybe we can talk about it. What? I'm alone all day down here. I have to find some way to pass the time.
Looks like I might have to spend the day running errands for this paranoid. On the other side of the street is a newsstand. I better hurry up if I don't want to waste too much time.
I could have tried asking him for it first.
Hello.
How can I help you?
You're doing a really great job.
You can say that again, my friend. Nobody does grout work like this these days. Listen to old Tom. That's not just a wall, it is art.
If he could, that man would have exhibited his stuccoed wall in the Louvre of Paris, near the Mona Lisa. Is that magazine on the wall yours?
Of course it's mine. What a question.
Well, this is a very difficult situation to explain. In short, I urgently need that magazine.
I understood full well what kind of urgency we're talking about. But unfortunately, I have an urgency even greater than yours. Look at those soft curves, those gentle shades.
Please, let's not get into any details.
What are you suggesting? My urgency is art. I need that magazine as inspiration for my walls. So I can't give it to you. Go to the newsstand and buy a copy like everyone else.
Well, I tried to ask him politely. Now I'd have to graduate to cunningly stealing.
That arrogant Mason wouldn't let me take the magazine, but I needed it if I wanted to satisfy Wheelo's horrid sexual fantasies.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
The fountain wasn't especially elaborate, and to tell the truth, it also seemed out of place. It emitted a hypnotic water jet, though, neither too violent nor too calm. With his mother distracted, stealing the balloon and lollipop from the kid would be child's play. How low I've sunk. The sun up in the sky, a fiery red balloon and a lollipop. Would have gladly changed places with that kid. Good morning, Didier.
Bonjour, détective.
You're still practicing your French, I see.
Je suis really French, detective. How many times do I have to tell you?
Come on, cut the act. Just give me a copy of Play Guy, please.
Do you plan to pay this time?
Pay? You're particularly funny today, Didier.
I cannot extend you any more credit, detective. Your account has so many zeros that I struggle to read the total.
I refuse to pay even 1 penny to do Wheelo a favor.
On the other hand, Inspector Burton has left something paid for you.
Seamus is really funny. Was it my fault that Ramos was a mountain of a man?
That is all for now. See you soon, detective.
By the way, your fake pronunciation sucks. Yes, I would rapidly switch the covers so that the Mason wouldn't notice the disappearance of his magazine. Now I felt more at ease. He was getting down with that guitar. Here you are, you filthy pervert.
But these were not the kinds of pecs I really wanted to see.
Take the cover off, you idiot.
Oh, now I get it.
Don't get smart. Now, I want the chewing gum we agreed on.
Help yourself, but make sure you're not seen. It could look like attempted bribery.
The chewing gum was exactly what I needed to fix the bike. I prayed it didn't stick to my gloves or I'd have to spend half a day cleaning them. The chain remained the last obstacle to freedom, but fortunately, I had the keys with me.
What clumsy hands!
I think I felt a twinge in my hand.
And you scored. What a shot!
Which physical law of the universe causes keys to inevitably fall inside the only manhole nearby? Opening the grate with bare hands was impossible. Besides, inside it seemed empty, so I imagined there must be a long drop beneath it. I saw no alternative. To recover the key, I would need to penetrate the sewers, but this would take time, and I had already wasted too much. By then, the sun was almost setting. I decided to head out immediately, hoping not to miss the appointment.
When I reached the place, the sun had already set. An old, desolate alley in West Miami.
I didn't know what to expect yet. I had to move cautiously. Damn cat!
A TV and bits and pieces. Boxes, empty bottles of detergent, junk. Hey, are you okay? No answer. Not even a twitch or perceptible movement. Then I realized how things really were. The man wasn't breathing.
What the?
Lazarus Bundy. Forgive this production, but I can't be with you in person for reasons beyond my control. The young Mulzberg's kidnapping is just the first piece of a complex puzzle, a plan which, if not stopped, threatens to drag all of us to our doom. I leave the responsibility in your hands, Detective. Kathrin Mulzberg must be found, and her kidnappers brought to justice. Look for my symbol.
I forced myself to interpret all this like a very bad joke. I failed. I started with the conviction to end my challenge with Ramos, and yet I found myself receiving a brand new one. The tone of that man suggested only determination, not a single trace of mockery, nor even a perceptible tremble. That guy really believed what he said. I immediately realized that he wasn't a mythomaniac. Racking my brain would have been useless, so I decided to go back home and sleep on it. Maybe the night would bring much needed insight, and the next day I'd know what to do. As was happening more and more often, I hadn't slept much, and I almost had the feeling I dreamed everything. Had I really received a bloody challenge from a lunatic with a mask? I needed confirmation, and the HPD office seemed the best place to look for it. Today's Miami Harbinger. Who knows if it might suggest something interesting. Father Verb, one of the most influential and controversial figures of our time. The Harbinger had even published the first page in color in his honor, years before he had received the Nobel Prize for, I don't remember what reason. Then he disappeared from the scene. Apparently he had recently decided to return with a book attacking the project Alternative Sentence, launched by the United Nations a few years earlier. I didn't know much about it, but I suspected that soon everybody would be talking about it. The HPD refused to share their progress on the blowtorch investigation. It was standard procedure, initially maintaining absolute radio silence from the press, and then throw them a little bone in the days after. Unless Gwendolyn Pratt had an interest in the story. That snake would have been able to slip into Burton's office through the window just to get the scoop. It represented the Sacred Heart of Jesus, a Christian symbol of worship. My grandma insisted that I take it with me to America for protection, but to be honest, I always found it, slightly gruesome. I didn't want anything from the bar. I barely drank, especially when I was working on a case. I had learned everything I could from the TV. Now I had to investigate in person. I had to go to Mulzberg's mansion as soon as possible. To do that, I faced two problems. I had to convince Seamus Burton to give me access to the crime scene, and recover the keys that kept Green Dart imprisoned, which I accidentally dropped in the sewer. It would also be useful to visit the alley again, where, just a few hours before, I received the challenge. In the daylight, some new clue might emerge. The hike from the previous evening was enough. I had to regain possession of Green Dart. To enter the building, you needed a specific pass that the camera would check before opening the door. Wheelo was the one responsible for distributing the entry passes. Hey, Wheelo. I need permission to enter, Wheelo.
The HPD is not open to civilian. You should know that full well. But if you need to press charges, let me know.
I came to visit Seamus, Wheelo. Is it necessary to be part of the CIA to see him?
Curious that you mentioned the CIA.
Oh, God. Let's just do this old school. You scratch my back, and I scratch yours. Deal?
Actually, there is one thing an ignorant peasant like you could do for me. Do you see that red sports car?
It's impossible not to see that fireball.
A fireball parked for 3 days in a spot reserved for a public official, namely me. I tried to have it towed, but they just ignored me.
I can't imagine why, but okay. I'll make that car disappear sooner than you can formulate another conspiracy theory.
If you need tactical support, let me know.
I'll go check the level of the sea's saltiness to verify it's up to code. Some men are able to move a car with their bare hands, as if it were a toy. I was never one of them. She was planning to commit to film every detail that might be worth showing to her relatives. That fountain was horrible. I didn't know why she took pictures of it so earnestly. I had nothing else to say to that fake Frenchman.
Putting it in my pocket was out of the question. I'd have sullied my amazing coat. If needed, I could have used it on the spot. Maybe in there I'd have found something that might have helped me get rid of the illegal Parker.
Hey, you! What are you trying to do?
I was checking that all tools are in compliance with the security regulations for roadworks.
Are you a trade unionist?
No, I'm just a citizen who values the safety of our good masons risking their lives every day.
If you really care about your health, leave those tools alone.
So long as the mason was alert and careful, I wasn't going to be able to take anything from there. I was happy to get rid of that magazine, and I wanted things to stay that way. Would it be useful to get rid of the sports car? I couldn't do anything with bare hands. Hey, Milo, do you mind if I borrow this marker for a while?
What do you have to do?
I can use it to get rid of your illegal Parker.
Alright, go ahead and take it. I prefer the old methods anyway.
I will never understand why you keep using quills instead of normal ballpoint pens.
Pens contain microchip for satellite tracking. Didn't you know that?
It would have surely forced the coroner to move it away, but I would have exposed myself too directly. What I needed was a more cunning and indirect approach.
Better think about it. In that moment, it didn't seem to be a good...
Was it really worth it? How many acts of vandalism could I perpetrate with a simple brush? So long. Bullets in Love, the box office smash hit movie of the recent months. The classic predictable thriller where at the end the killer turns out to be, spoiler alert, the main... It would have surely forced the coroner to move it away, but I would have exposed myself too directly. What I needed was a more cunning and indirect approach. It would have surely forced the coroner... What I needed was a more cunning... Ramos was everywhere, constantly reminding me of the thrashing I suffered.
I didn't understand how that could possibly help me. In that moment, it didn't seem to be a good solution to me. Better think about it. I thought it was better to look for another solution. Better think about it. I didn't understand how that could possibly help me.
How many acts of vandalism...
I was all out of ideas.
The wall had recently been stuccoed, so it definitely had more refined look compared to the rest of the building. The masons seemed to be maniacally attached to that brick wall. Maybe I could take advantage of this weakness, but I would need something with which I could vandalize the wall. I consider myself a bad boy exactly for these kinds of ideas. Hey, boss. Some punk must have targeted your amazing brick wall. There it was. The kleptomaniac's heaven. Found an adjustable wrench. A worn out but still usable mallet. And a brand new measuring tape. If the parking culprit lived nearby as I suspected, he would certainly witness the disaster that was about to befall his roadster. I let the water pressure do the rest. Now, it would just be a matter of time. The place is all yours, Wheelo.
Lazarus Bundy. What a chance encounter.
And things go from bad to worse. Man, I didn't realize how dirty Green Dart was. I really need to deal with something else right now. Come back later, okay?
Information can't wait. But above all, it's the American people who can't wait. They deserve to know. And right now, they are crying out to hear what law enforcement is doing to protect the great country which is America. In particular, what Lazarus Bundy is doing to prevent a dangerous criminal from continuing to slaughter innocent people.
Well, I could tell you about how my brain practically spilled out of my ears from the beating I took just to save a girl. But then your article would read, Detective Bundy loses brain and culprit.
That means you had some gray matter left when you let the metro artist and the nightclub gigolo slip through your fingers?
Is giving nicknames to criminals the best you can do, apart from appearing just when something goes wrong?
Gotcha. You're admitting the last case went wrong. Rumor has it that this umpteenth failure was also your last failure, Bundy. Rumor is that Seamus Burton refused to have your back after a blowtorch, the monster that shook Miami, escaped capture.
Rumor is also that a certain detective could sue a certain imposter for slander.
Do you want to stand against the freedom of the press? I have the people on my side.
Are you talking about those morons that read your sensationalist and defamatory stuff?
Very well. The Red Scarf Detective insults honest citizens.
Why am I still talking to you?
Because I'm about to give you a loophole out of this spiral of failure. In 2 days, I'll be shooting a special in front of Ramos's house. A program in which I'll reveal all the info I have on live television, whether provided by official sources or not.
And I should be that official source, I suppose. You know, I think I'll respectfully decline your proposal.
I got wind that the detective in charge of the case had voluntarily let David Ramos get away. According to a credible witness who wished to remain anonymous for safety reasons, there could be a history of corruption behind this.
I've never accepted a bribe in my entire life, Brad. You know that full well.
That is your truth. Do you think it's intriguing enough to become the preferred truth of the people? The ball is in your court, Bundy. It's up to you to decide whether to shoot it or pass. Bye-bye.
So that harpy had chosen her scapegoat to sacrifice to the national press. What was I supposed to do at that point? Would I go back where it all started, or would I let them tear me apart without even trying to defend myself?
Hey, Lars. Was Gwendolyn Pratt the woman you were talking to?
What? Don't be silly. You know Pratt avoids me like a plague. Never mind that. What do you have to say about my parking job?
Yes, an impressive performance. although I'd have done it faster.
Stop wearing out my eardrums and grant me permission. This is my modified temporary pass. I was sure I lost it years ago.
I kept it as a symbol of your egocentrism. You're the first and only one to ever insist on having his photo on a temporary pass.
Hey there.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
How formal. In this office, the air is already stuffy despite the windows being open.
You are right. This is an office, sir. Therefore, there's a standard we must adhere to, and I can't afford to make mistakes.
First day of work, huh?
First day of internship, actually.
Terrifying. Once I did an internship at a post office, and I was forced to lick stamps for 3 months. Eventually, I acquired the ability to climb walls with my tongue.
That's not my case. This is exactly the place I'd like to be.
Are you kidding me?
The mystery-filled atmosphere, the walls soaked with a strong sense of justice, the excitement of not knowing what your next case will be.
Or if you'll be able to pay the monthly rent?
That is really not uncertain. This is an unpaid internship.
I feel you, sister. Now, can you let Burton know that I'd like to talk to him?
I can try, but I don't think the inspector will be receptive right now. Whom do I have to introduce?
What? Don't you recognize me? I'm the one and the only incomparable Lazarus Bundy!
You are Lazarus Bundy? They called you the mutt at the academy.
Hey, if I get my hands on the ones calling me names...
They meant that when you take a case, you grab onto it like a dog with a bone and don't give up until it's stripped clean.
Oh, well, in that case, I cannot disagree.
I'll promptly announce you, Mr. Bundy. I'm sure Inspector Burton will be happy to receive you. Mr. Burton? Detective Bundy is here asking to meet with you. Can I let him in, sir?
Bundy, you said? Let him through.
All right, sir. You can go in, Mr. Bundy.
Thanks a lot, Miss... what's your name?
Alice. Alice Sharp, sir.
Alice. Nice name. Oh, Alice.
Yes, Mr. Bundy?
Please drop the formality and call me Lars. I'm not your superior.
Okay, Mr. Lars.
Bundy, I wasn't expecting to see you here so soon.
I couldn't stay away from you for more than 12 hours, old boy. How's Isabel?
She has a hairier chest than you and more pants than me. What are you doing here?
I decided to be elusive. It didn't make sense to involve the department in a story that, up till that moment, I wanted to keep private. I still can't get used to the idea of sleeping as long as I want, and I'm struggling to fill my free time.
Don't start with your games. Nobody's buying them. I bet you're here to snoop around the Mulzberg case.
I did hear something in passing on the TV. What can you tell me about it?
Nothing you can't hear on the news tonight. Normal kidnapping case. A teenage victim, Kathrin Mulzberg, daughter of Eric Mulzberg, one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in the city. The latter details suggest two possible scenarios. We could be dealing with a pro, or better yet, with someone desperate who will be shaking in his boots at the first sign of a threat. Imagine, we haven't even warned Mulzberg of our involvement in this investigation. We just limited ourselves to putting his phone under surveillance at the request of the police. Soon we'll get a contact, the pressure cooker will pass to the negotiator, and we can go back to dealing with the scum.
But this is a strong media impact case. Not solving it would mean compromising the reputation of the HPD.
I always liked the way you turn the tables, kid, but you won't push me into asking for your help.
Don't make me beg, old man. Give me another chance.
And then it would be another and yet another. You would never give up, and I'd find myself constantly covering your ass.
If you refer to the blowtorch case, I already thanked you 1,000 times for saving my skin from that maniac serial burner. Despite the nail-biting finale, though, the girl is safe. We can discuss protocol and procedures, but at the end of the day, that's what really counts.
If you had waited for backup as planned instead of going rogue, we would have saved the girl and taken our man. Now Ramos is on the lam with a rap sheet that would put a terrorist to shame and with his goddamn blowtorch.
Rap sheet? You checked the criminal records of the tenants in that building, and they were all spotless.
Because he committed his crimes under the name Hector Manchada during his stay in Mexico. Those incompetents downstairs let a man accused of rape and violence against women slip through their hands. Idiots.
That's why you need me. I never allow such a disaster.
No, you've caused a totally different one. You've been reckless. You acted without thinking, and if we're being frank, you also got beat up like a shrinking violet. Now open your ears and listen up, kid. This old Irish ass has spent most of his life within these walls and recognizes when a career has come to an end. You can't work anymore. The sooner you accept this reality, the better.
I get it, old man. You're all heart and fatherly advice. I made a mistake coming here, and it's wasted my time.
Just hear me, kid. It's not redemption you need now.
Burton was immovable. I could usually extort any kind of favor from him, but not that time. I needed my badge if I wanted to take up the challenge posed to me. I asked myself where it could be stashed. Burton's very own office? And if so, how to recover it? One thing was certain. I needed help. And maybe I knew where to find some. Hello.
Hi.
I know it may sound strange, but I need your help.
I couldn't refuse even if I wanted. I'm an intern, remember?
As it turns out, I am presently unemployed.
What? A veteran like you fired?
Right now, it's not important. What matters is that I can't work officially anymore, and I find myself conducting an investigation off the books. But I can't do that without my badge.
Wait, you're going to ask me to get it behind the inspector's back, aren't you? You're not really asking that of me, a first-day intern, the bottom step on the social ladder, are you?
You bet, intern.
I could possibly accept, but what do I get out of it?
Some healthy, real-life work experience.
I must warn you, though, if you call me intern once more in that tone, I'll put my fist in your eye so forcefully that it will match the color of your scarf.
I think I can resist the impulse. So, done deal?
Done deal. What do I have to do?
I need a distraction for Burton, and you would be the perfect bait.
I knew I should expect such things when I accepted the internship. Add my phone number to your contact list.
Of course. How do I do that exactly?
I see my tech skills will be very helpful to you.
I was wondering, that white lock of yours.
Everybody asks about my lock, and nobody receives an answer. It's personal.
Are you really interested in obtaining this job?
More than anything else. Ever since I was 10 and watched noir movies with my dad, I dreamed of investigations, spy stories, chases.
Those were only in-movie situations, but I considered it appropriate to curb my sarcasm for once. This girl could be very helpful. With such enthusiasm, you're gonna go far. Did you study anything before getting here?
I studied computer science in depth at the academy, and some kinesics.
Oh, finally, someone who might understand Wheelo when he talks. I'm sure he barrages me with curse words, under the guise of his exotic language.
Willow Wee is Vietnamese, not Chinese, and kinesics is a science that studies body language.
It sounds complex. What's its use?
It helps me understand if a person is being honest. I am certain it will be helpful here.
See you soon, intern. Alice.
Ugh.
The Weird Cases, aka the department that dealt with investigations into mysterious events. The real mystery was why Burton kept on investing funds in such nonsense. My colleague was visibly focused on a case of the utmost importance. Hello, good man.
What?
You know what? I don't think I'll ever be able to look at a blowtorch again without shuddering.
That Ramos has forever tarnished the noble art of welding. Someone should really teach him a lesson.
I hope it doesn't have to be me. Can you tell me how long this work will last?
I know your type. You're one of those who likes complaining to his superiors. Go bother someone else, loafer.
I just wanted to chat. I don't even work here anymore.
Then you're just wasting my time.
You ain't seen nothing yet. About wasting your time. They just fired my friend, who was a blacksmith.
Please, no more.
He had lost his temper.
You're unbearable.
Why did the blacksmith turn the radio off?
No, please, no jokes. I don't...
He doesn't like heavy metal. That made me laugh so hard. Do you know why a blacksmith goes to the doctor?
Wait, I don't...
Iron deficiency.
Can I get back to my work now?
Okay, this is a long one.
I wanna die.
There's this blacksmith who urgently needs an assistant, so he hires the first novice he finds. The first workday starts. The blacksmith takes an iron bar, heats it, and puts it on an anvil.
Now I take out the bar and put it on the anvil,
He says to the young apprentice.
As soon as I nod my head, you hit it as hard as you can with the hammer.
Those were his last words. Well, maybe you'll get it later. Enough with this nonsense.
Thank God.
I'll go enjoy this amazing sunny day on the seashore.
I hope it's stormy.
Useless junk, except maybe for one board longer than the others, and a metal tube. I balanced one of the boards over the void, creating a suspended bridge. I suppose asking you to borrow the drill would be too bold.
I'd let you take it, since it belongs to that inept fool on the street. But then he would go postal on me and I would never hear the end of it. But if you want to use it here, I'm fine with it. Go ahead and drain the battery completely.
I was all out of ideas. I wondered how safe that makeshift catwalk was. Didn't exactly feel safe about it. The board seemed well positioned, but not very stable. It was a welder, used for, well, welding. It was a welder. I thought it was better to look for another solution. The window was made with a peculiar metallic frame. By securing the board to the railing, the crossing would be considerably safer. Now the board was well secured on the side of the balcony with 2 nails, while the planter held it firmly in place. Unfortunately, the mallet broke during the hammering. It was obviously more damaged than it looked. The crossing would be dangerous, and the motivation pushing me to act was way too weak. Yet I felt I needed to go through with this story, no matter what. It was already the second time in a matter of days that I found myself spying on someone through a window. I hoped it would not turn into an obsession. I couldn't do anything from the windowsill. Now it was up to Alice to get Burton out of my way.
Okay, now I have the chance to prove myself. I just have to stay calm, not screw it up, and maybe, and I say maybe, this month I'll be able to pay my rent. Bundy needs my help. I have to hurry.
Hey, intern.
Yes?
Don't you see that there isn't even one coffee bean left in this office? I can't concentrate without caffeine, so try to procure some right now, intern.
I really don't like the way he keeps saying intern to me. As I already told you, my name is Alice, and unfortunately at the moment I can't deal with—
Less talking and more coffee. Come on, march.
I can't waste my time paying attention to this bore. I must put into practice what I learned in the academy and study his behavior. Better not. All right, I need to read this man like a book. All right then, let's see if all those sleepless nights hitting the books were good for something. Hey, you!
Are you talking to me, intern?
Yes, you, hairdo.
What? Hey, watch your mouth, intern, or else.
Or else what? Actually, you know what? You can get that coffee yourself, detective.
But
I really did it. Now let's take care of Burton, quick.
Come in.
Mr. Burton, I need a hand filling in these forms.
It should be Travisky helping you with those things. What happened to that slacker?
I couldn't find him anywhere, so I thought that if you could be so kind to—
I'm really busy right now, as you can see. You'll have to figure it out for yourself, darling.
Okay, I'll be going then.
Wait, curse me and my compassion. I'll help you, but just this one time, are we clear?
I won't disappoint you, sir. Thank you.
At that point, I needed to move at high speed. The blowtorch dossier. It seemed possible that my badge might have been temporarily left in there. And there it was, just as I thought. It was done. I was finally free to act as a qualified investigator.
I'm calling it a day, Alice. My arthritis is killing me with all this writing. Well, let's take a look at this damn dossier.
And then what would I do to get out of trouble? If Burton discovered me, all would have been for nothing. In that situation, I just had to hope that Alice would come up with something brilliant.
That's not good at all. Lars is stuck and he can't move without being noticed. I have to go in again, but this time I really don't know what excuse I could fabricate. I already schooled him pretty good. Better not leave. He won't bother me anymore. All right, the only solution is to find something I can use as leverage to distract Burton.
Now who the hell is... Come in.
It's me again.
Blessed Virgin Mary, what's wrong now?
Well, I just wanted to...
Are you done with those case files we talked about?
I finished everything I have to do, so I was hoping that maybe I could stay here for a bit to watch you work for now. You know, to understand how a great leader behaves during his working time.
Oh, well, if you put it that way, go ahead, but don't disturb me. This Ramos thing is driving me crazy. If we don't close the case soon, the DA will demand my head on a silver platter with a nice apple in my mouth.
Mr. Burton, can I say you look particularly stressed today?
You can say that again, Miss Sharp. This case is really taking its toll on me.
Can I do anything to help you?
Come to think of it, today I didn't have time to buy the Harbinger. I know you're not here for that kind of task, but...
Don't worry. I'll stop by the newsstand and get a copy of the newspaper.
Oh, if the previous assistants were like you, I'd have had fewer headaches.
Fraternize with people and they will provide solutions for you. The newspaper will block part of his view and Lazarus can do whatever he needs to. I can't wait to conduct an interrogation. First, I need to be hired, though, so I better get to work. Good morning.
Please identify yourself and specify the reason for your visit. Thank you.
I'm Alice Sharp, the new intern. I still haven't had the chance to introduce myself to anyone.
Yes. I remember seeing your picture on the resume you sent us.
And you must be Uilo Wee, the attendant for the department. I've heard a lot of things about you.
You heard about me? From who? Where? When?
I just mean I heard the head inspector Burton mentioning you once and...
So you heard my name mentioned once and that was enough to identify me and my role? Is that right? Tell me the truth. Who's paying you to watch us?
Oh, believe me, I'd really like to be paid by someone. Right now, the only things I'm given are cheap insults from the detectives.
You're very suspicious, intern. Very suspicious.
Well, I'll leave you to your precious job. Have a good day. Jeez, what a weirdo. Psst. Are you talking to me?
Yeah. You know, I hear there's a new wizard in Florida. He's going to open a theme park in Orlando.
I usually wouldn't stop for such an approach, but I've always had a passion for theme parks. Seems interesting.
I can send you something to look at, if you leave your email.
Of course, write it down. All lowercase. alicesharp.hpd@gmail.com.
Perfect. I'm Gillis, by the way. Nice to meet you, Alice.
You won't send me anything weird, right?
Trust me, it will be magic.
Good morning.
Oh, hello, mademoiselle. Do you need something?
I need to pick up today's newspaper for Chief Inspector Burton.
Bien sûr. It's $2.50, ma petite.
Oh no, the chief must have forgotten to give me the necessary amount. Could you please put this on the HPD account?
Like your crazy colleague who never pays? Je suis désolé, but I really cannot.
I understand. Thanks anyway. Hello again.
Tell me everything, mademoiselle.
Look, I have the money, but it would take everything I have for lunch. In short, can't you meet me halfway somehow?
Pas de problème. You could help me with my little passion for painting. I'm particularly specialized in female nudes.
Here's the money.
Dommage. I never find any models.
Well, at least I'll keep my figure and my dignity. It cost me dearly, but helping Lazarus could give my career a nice boost. Here is today's newspaper.
You're an angel, my dear. You'll go far with your sense of initiative.
Brava, the intern. With that move, she partially blocked Burton's line of sight. His view was partially blocked by the newspaper. Burton would have seen me despite the newspaper. Burton would have seen me. Better think about it. I could use that to distract Burton. I would have just one chance to get out of that lousy situation.
Damn call center. They won't leave you in peace even during work.
There. That was my chance.
Seamus Burton's office. Who is this? Answer. Who is this?
Lazarus!
Lars. Lazarus is far too biblical.
Okay, but tell me I didn't unnecessarily risk my career.
All went smooth as silk. Admit it. You doubted my skills.
I still do. The mental ones, at least.
Wait, what?
Explain it to me. If you didn't enter by the main door, how did you sneak into the office?
I challenge the laws of gravity in spite of the danger, sister.
So you'd run such a risk just to pursue a case like any other? You don't fool me, Lazarus Bundy. There's something big going on. And I'm sure it has to do with Kathrin Mulzberg's kidnapping.
You know the Mulzbergs?
I don't think there's anyone in the city that hasn't heard all about it. Anyway, try not to break your neck, please. I feel like you could help me get out of here soon.
Ambitious and endowed with insight. Maybe that girl could really be useful to me, and not just as bait. After all, I really needed help. Now that I had my badge again, I was free to investigate as I wished. I just had to recover Green Dart, and the dance would begin. Ramos, immortalized from his best side. Anytime I stood in front of it, I would feel a chill run through me.
Having a metallic object of considerable size in my pocket could be advantageous.